Here's a great question for you to ask. If the Apostle Paul was alive today and he was running your business or ministry for you, how would it be any different than the way you run it? Think about that for a second, because when you discover there's differences, most of the time you're going to discover that it's because you have a fear of man that the Apostle Paul refused to live by. For instance, he was not afraid of what any church denomination, what any religious leader or atheist would think about the truth. Instead, he asked people to pray for him to have the boldness to proclaim the gospel without fear, even if it came at the cost of his own life. So most of the time when we are afraid of being bold, it's because we're worried about losing something we don't want to lose. So the fear of man drives us to be less bold than maybe what we should be. The other thing we need to consider is that Paul had fear properly placed. Here's what I mean by that. Instead of being afraid of people being offended by him or people hurting him or killing him, which would be a fear of man, instead Paul had the fear of people believing wrongly and not living in heaven in eternity with Jesus. So we need to remember that fear properly placed drives us in the fear of the Lord and the fear of people not making it, instead of the fear of man, which relates to us losing something we don't want to lose. So go in the love of God and be bolder than you've ever been before.